Hello everyone, welcome to the Miller Life Kitchen. Today we're steam canning Red Cabbage Slaw. Here we go.
I am using a recipe out of the blue book from Ball. It's this soft covered. And I am doing the Red Cabbage Slaw. Basically you're pickling red cabbage. So what you need to do first says 2 to 3 small heads of cabbage. I have 2. So I'm going to remove these outer leaves and then we're going to core it and slice them into shreds. And then we'll get started with the recipe. So just removing these outer leaves. I got these cabbages, I purchased these cabbages at my local farm here. She's an organic farmer and she's beautiful produce. So we want to take the end off, cut it in half. Remove the core. Put that on my discard. And then I'm just going to go through and slice this up. Now you can use kitchen or apparatus, whatever you like to do. I find chopping therapeutic, so that's how I'm going to be doing it. Probably could have used a sharper knife, or I should have sharpened this one. It has a sheath on it. Basically it as far as prepping and chopping. The recipe calls for 6 pounds. It states it's about 2 to 3 small heads. I am weighing this on my scale almost at 6 pounds. It's a lot of cabbage, isn't it? But okay. Now your next step, let me get this out of the way. Here's my 1/2 cup of salt, and it can't be iodized salt. It has to be canning salt. I actually am using kosher because that's what I have. And you're going to be layering the cabbage with salt. And what it's going to do is draw out moisture. It's kind of like when you make relishes and you do the peppers and the onions and all that, and you put it in your fridge overnight. Same idea here with this. You'll be layering your salt and your cabbage. Making sure, got a big bunch right there. Make sure it's mixed in well. Going to do 2 containers of it so it fits in my refrigerator better. All right, here's a little bit more salt. Get in there and make sure covered well. Put the lid on. these are going to go in the refrigerator for 24 hours. These trays I wash over and over and use them over and over for prepping things. Okay, I'm gonna put the rest of the salt on top of here. Mix it in well again. Making a mess while I'm at it. Now you're going to be rinsing these. You're going to be rinsing this really, really well to get this salt out, so don't worry about that. Okay, they are ready for the fridge. Here it is, 24 hours. There is a lot of moisture in the bottom. What you're doing here is the salt is removing moisture, and it's going to leave more crispiness, or it's going to make your cabbage crispier in the slaw. Now, we did soak this with salt for the 24 hours, so I'm gonna rinse really, really well because I don't want it to be salty. And then you're going to put it on a tray or some way of kind of keeping it in more of a single file. I'm going to put paper towels in the bottom, or even maybe I'll use a tea towel, the kind that isn't fuzzy. Put a tea towel down here and let it dry in the directions it says let sit and dry for 6 hours. So that's when you will start the canning process. So this is a recipe that takes quite a while. So make sure you have time set aside to do all these steps. Okay, we are finally in the canning phase. So next step is to make our brine. It is 4 cups. It says 1 quart, which is 4 cups of red wine vinegar, 5% acidity, and this brand is 5%. Cheapest place to find it is Walmart. It's $2, and you need 2 of them. So 4 cups of that. Then a 1/2 cup of sugar. And next, this bowl has everything I need to fill a spice bag. Hopefully I can do this without spilling it everywhere. So I decided to do this. Fits perfect. Okay, so it's 2 cinnamon sticks broken. I don't know. I couldn't break that one. So I tried a couple and I was like, all right, 1 broke, it's fine. And then it is 2 tablespoons of all the other, which is mustard seeds, caraway seeds, whole allspice, and 2 tablespoons of peppercorns. I use an assortment of peppercorns. I used where it has all of them, different colors. And then you put it all in your spice bag. And then I'm gonna tie it around it like a little neck thing here. I'm going to melt on the stove without burning. I'm going to melt the sugar first in with the vinegar. Get it to kind of blend together. I'm gonna get it to blend together, and then I'm gonna stick this in there, and we are going to simmer it for 5 minutes. Yeah, that's what I was going to say that. So bring it to a boil, that it's not burning though. Be careful with that. And then I'm going to stick this baby in there. Here is my drained for 6 hours cabbage. I ended up with 2 pans because I wanted to have it in a single layer so it dries out. So that's that. I'm gonna put one aside. I'm gonna start packing these while I'm waiting for the brine to get going. I'm gonna pack this down. I'm actually using this now, not just for canning rings. Push it down real good. Maybe I will do 5 pints. Let's see. Looks like a lot of cabbage, but now that I'm putting it in jars, this is my first time making this recipe actually. So we shall see. I've done the spicy one a few years ago. I've never done this one though. It's regular. Hey, this thing works really good for this. The head space on this is going to be 1/2 inch. Recipe's a lot of work. This better be the best slaw I've ever tasted. I've canned a lot of things in the last few days. I've done string beans, I've done red beets. Getting a lot of stuff in the pantry. Some of it are Some's little batches, but that's okay. Little by little. That's how you do it. Or you can go big, and if you have big gardens. I don't. I just have my green stock and my container gardening. I don't do big gardening. But I have great here in Pennsylvania with great little farms that do it. Okay, that's 2. So I'm going to finish these and we'll see how many I end up with. Okay, I'm going to get my packet out of here. Squeeze it down, see if there's any liquid. A little bit. Okay, get that out of here. So I have 5, and there's 1 left over that isn't full. I'm gonna see where I get to with the brine and go from there. Let's talk water bathing or steam canning. This is a steam canner. It's a very shallow pot, and it has a nice rack that lifts the jars up. 1 quart, 2 quarts, about 2.5 there. I'm gonna put my rack in, because basically you want it high enough that it comes right up to the racks, if you can see that, without like flowing way over. That's how you want it to look. So it's not quite 3 quarts. See how the water's in there? And then what'll happen is your jars will go in here. You'll put the lid on, like so. That's how it looks. And then there is a gauge on top. There are 3 zones. Let me pull it like this so you can see it better. There are 3 zones. There is 1, 2, and 3. And the way they go is 0 to 3,000, 3,000 to 6,000, and then 6,000 to 9,000 is zone 3. I am zone 1. So when we get her going with the jars in, when it gets to green, that's when I set my water bath timing. And that's how simple it is. I was afraid this wasn't going to be enough brine, but you know what? Now I see why I don't need a lot of brine. Bubbling. A lot of little pockets in there. Making a mess. Okay. All right. Some on the side of my. Okay. I'm gonna wipe the rim. Put on a lid, ring into the water bath or your steam canner. In the case for myself, I'm doing steam canning. Okay, I ended up with 6 by taking a little cabbage out as I was filling and debubbling, etc. I ended up having 6 of them. I'm gonna put my lid on. I'm gonna bring it up to temperature, and I'm going to be bringing it up to temperature, and then we are gonna be processing once it's in the green zone, as I explained. I will be processing them for 20 minutes. There they are, all 6 out of the canner. Look pretty. See my beans in the back there. I have a video of those. It's going to be put up as well very shortly. Just a little peek.
Thank you for coming along today with me while I did my steam canning of red cabbage slaw. I know this was a really long video, but it was a lot of steps, and I hope you give it a try, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen. Bye.